Hello and welcome to today. Ow,
I'm sorry.
bruh. Welcome to today's podcast, Generational Run, the podcast. The Generational Run continues. We're only a few weeks away from the 1 year podcast celebration. And today, we got to address the non existent Shredder in the room.
Look, Shredder.
Lord Shredder is taking a content break. With the fact that he's got a lot of things going on that we're not going to dive into what those things are. But
That is not our information to share.
he's got things going on. So I told him, I was like, take a break from content. Honestly, for all of August. So pretty much the last week of July, that content he won't be here for. And the whole of August, he will not be participating in content. Just a temporary thing. The content will slightly change throughout the next few weeks. We have a new series launching, and that will start again without Jonathan, but we are prepared for his return to that series when it does begin. For content along the way, the podcast starting next week will feature Wan as a temporary host, kind of in Jonathan's spot. I discussed with Jonathan. He liked the idea. Discussed with Emily last night. It's good for her as well. So we'll bring Wen, and I know he sort of wanted to be part of the podcast, but with his work schedule, it doesn't really work for him to be part of the series normally. So I figured good opportunity to give him a few weeks of doing the podcast. So Wen will be here with the podcast for most of August. I believe there's 1 week he might miss because he's going on a vacation. So it's going to be a little weird in August whether the videos are going to be just Emily and I or some with Wen, none with Jonathan. It's going to be a very interesting month. Other content changes to go along with that. We're going to cut down the group activities to pretty much one day to allow Wen to do the podcast. We're going to have GTA Race Post and our new series. That will be what we do together. And then Emma and I will pick up the other content. So Stardew Valley, her and I will take care of that until Jonathan comes back and we can do it as a group. So it will be it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how things change a little bit without Jonathan being here, with Wang kind of taking the podcast role. It'll be interesting to see how that goes, the direction it goes, all that stuff. So, do you have anything to say on some of these upcoming changes? How you feel about it? What you're looking forward to with it?
Can't wait to play Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
I'm locked in. I want to play Stardew Valley.
What do you think about the podcast for a few weeks with Wen instead of Jonathan as a host?
It'll be fine.
I'm interested to see kind of what...
I want to know what disgusting bug Pokemon he's going to start picking.
I'm interested because, yeah, we get to see Pokemon picks from Wen, who he thinks should get Fortnite skins.
Mm-hmm.
What he picks for music.
It's going to be like King Kong, Harambe.
So we'll see what he picks for that. Race playlist with three of us will be interesting. We haven't really done a 3-person playlist in a while. We're gonna kind of keep all the scoring the same. There's no point in changing it for a few episodes. Yeah. talking on the race playlist, race playlist 260 next week is the end of the in-playlist tournament for 2025. We're going to find out who wins. Initially, I made my way into the tournament by having the most wins. What the hell? I feel like that's appropriate. I made my way in with the most wins throughout the rounds. I won 7, and then ended up losing 9. So that was the best record, 7-9 overall. Jonathan had the second best record with 4 wins in the tournament.
I think so.
I think he had to have 4 because for Wen to tie him, because initially that was the scenario.
Yeah.
So Jonathan had 4, which was the second best. But with his decision to leave the content for a little bit, and that was a real decision I was kind of said to him. I was like, hey, you should take a break. Let yourself get right mentally. When he said, I'm not doing content, because initially it was just him saying it for next week, but I was like, just take time, realize yourself mentally, refocus. So he said that, and when he left the video, because we'll get to the videos later on, he left sort of halfway through, not even halfway through the playlist. So Emily was actually eliminated from the tournament. She was the first one eliminated. I was guaranteed through. Wen had to win 2 races to get in, and he failed to win either one. Emily was able to overtake Wen in the tournament wins with 3 wins. That put her in 3rd. And when Jonathan dropped out, that meant that Emily got to advance. So the first person eliminated managed to advance. Think that through somehow. Mathematically eliminated, and she ends up in it because the person who made it through dropped out. So Emily and I will compete, and Emily should be in a good spot with obviously a fully modified supercar, fully modified hot ring. So the only thing you're kind of missing is sports car.
Yeah.
With the Italia GTO. So we'll see. We'll try to obviously limit sports car races, especially that one episode. We want to limit it so that we really come down to who gets more points between the two of us.
Yeah.
Because the in-playlist tournament, it is won by whoever has the highest point total between us. So whatever Wen does doesn't really matter. Wen can win the episode by 100 points. And he's not winning the tournament because he's not competing. Obviously, if Jonathan was there, it would be a little different with having 4 people. But even before he, was let's not do content, he was going to drop out. So either way, whether he was there or not, he was not going to be competing. So that's some just channel news. How do you feel about competing for the tournament victory?
I'm locked in.
You do not expect to be competing for it.
No.
And here you are.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect opportunity for you to go out and maybe get yourself a win on the channel.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. You have 1 playlist win. I think it's going to take a playlist win to win it. That's the expectation going into the tournament. Final round is you have to win the episode, which I think is crucial because I have an insane record against Wen. Like, Wen hasn't gotten a win since we returned to the race plus in its current format.
Wen's soft.
So Wen has 39 wins, which those came from 2016 to 2023, before he initially dropped out of content fully. Jonathan took his spot. So it was one of those things that Wen hasn't won in a while. Again, he could go win, but he needs to really pop off in an episode. And I think it's going to be hard for him to necessarily go win even with all 3 of us, or just 3 of us compared to 2.
Yeah.
So yes, that is that. Sports this week. What happened in sports this week? Do you have any sports topics you like to discuss?
Connor Zilic won Dover.
Did he really, though?
Yeah.
No. I think if you win in the rain, it's a legit win. I don't think that's a problem. Some people maybe don't think it's the most legit way to win. I know my mom calls those Mickey Mouse wins. I think winning in the rain is legitimate. If you knew rain's coming, there's nothing wrong with that. And yeah, you definitely aren't gifted to win. It comes down to, can they drive the track, and especially the track that doesn't have lights, it's less likely, right? Race started later. Track has no lights. There's nothing you can really do. Connor Zilic won. And, yeah. How do you feel? You guys winning on some ovals now?
I'm locked in.
Mm-hmm. You have anything else to say?
That I hope he wins more?
I don't know. You just, when I ask you how you feel about it, I'm locked in. I need more like you speaking. It's been me speaking.
Goated? I can't wait. I can't wait for bro to actually start cooking more.
Bro's cooked the last like
Cooking
2
more.
months.
Cooking more.
Bro's got like almost 10 top 5s in a row or whatever the fuck he's got. What do you mean cooking more?
Yeah.
He's got 3 wins in that time.
Okay.
What else do you want him to do?
Win more.
Bruh. Your expectations are crazy. Wait till Bro gets the cup. Wait till Bro gets the cup and doesn't win for 2 years. Like...
Mm-hmm. You're just hurt because your favorite driver hasn't won.
I'm just saying, I mean, maybe he goes out and wins the road course, but I just know that the jump is bigger than you may think it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Again, he'll do better than Suarez the first race he does, but like, and I think he'll do better than Suarez has done in that car. But if he goes a year or two without winning, don't be surprised, because a lot of drivers, it takes them till how many wins or races to get a win?
A lot.
What's the number?
At least one.
It's typically 100.
100.
Around then is when drivers start winning, understanding things better, racing better. I mean, Ty Gibbs got past race 100, and now he's starting to pick it up, right? He's getting up towards the front more. You're seeing him up there.
Yeah.
Things seem to be working out a little bit better. So, and a lot of guys, once they get to about race 100, that's when the wins start coming. So, again, if Zilic doesn't, win right away, don't be surprised. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I think he's got the talent to go and win right away. I think some of these guys have that next level talent. Like, I thought Ty Gibbs would go and win right away because he has that level. But there's also these expectations of the drivers that are, what's Connor Zilic 19 now?
Yeah.
The expectation next year, if he goes to Cup, which he's likely going to, for someone who's 19, is kind of wild. He's going to go and win at the highest level. Again,
yeah.
He can do it, but, if he gets to, give him till he's 24 or 25, that's when the guys really start winning, too. Is race 100 and when they're a little bit older.
Yeah.
So, again, Connor Zilic is, I think he could be all-time great, but I don't want you to get super, hyped, especially after Xfinity.
Mm-hmm.
To be like, oh, he's going to go and dominate the next year Cup. I want you just to be You know, kind of like early in the season. Remember when he wasn't like winning,
Yeah.
and
He was ass.
he was like 14th, 15th. That was his average finish.
Yeah.
That's what you got to expect for Cup. Is that right? Especially being on Trackhouse. That's the other thing. It's not like he's jumping up and it's like, all right, you're in Hendrick. If you jump up and you're in Hendrick, okay, you're expected to win. Hendrick and like Gibbs, like, okay, you don't have the most time. You have like few years to go out there. Like, why do you think Alex Bowman getting replaced is always a conversation? Because
he's ass.
Alex Bowman isn't very good, like compared to his teammates. Obviously, you have to be good enough to be out there and racing. Like, I feel like people like say that, like, oh, saying someone's shit. Like, obviously, Alex Bowman's a very good driver, but when you're on the best team and your teammates are consistently winning or running at the front, like, that's the thing. Alex Bowman's teammates are Kyle Larson, who wins every other week, William Byron, who's typically leading a fuck ton of laps at the front every single week, and Chase Elliott, who's consistently top 10 every week.
Yeah.
And is the current points leader.
Yeah.
And then you're Alex Bowman. I kind of forget he exists.
Yeah.
So
he's kind of irrelevant.
That's why the discussion of him getting replaced came up so much, because the expectation is, why aren't you winning? And when you look at a team like Gibbs, I mean, they had Eric Jones, who was supposed to be amazing, and they're like, you didn't cook as much. They got rid of him. Like, they gave him a few years, and Christopher Bell was in. And there was discussions for a little bit before Bell, really cooked. Maybe he's going to get replaced.
Yeah.
Like, Christopher Bell didn't necessarily win right away.
Real?
Or pop off. He did win, actually, right when he got to Gibbs. Because he did a season, he went to Gibbs and won, the second race of the year.
Mm.
But then he didn't win for the rest of 2021.
Real.
And then, 2022, he got, I think, a win. But then 2023, when he really locked in, 24, 25, he's cooked. So it takes a few years, right? People are like, oh, Ty Gibbs is taking up a spot. But again, he was a rookie in 2023. This is only his third year. Not even his fully third year. Again, if he doesn't win a race this year, then it's okay, maybe what's going on? I think he has to win a race this year.
Yeah.
Again, his spot's pretty secure because his grandfather owns the team and he owns one of the Xfinity cars. But still, it's one of those things that you aren't going to necessarily get sponsors. Always. I think being Gibbs is okay. I mean, Austin Dillon gets sponsorship and he's way more ass.
Yeah.
But again, it's one of those things that you have to go out and win. And I think that you have a few years.
I think he needs to be more aggressive.
I think you can't with the next gen car. That's the issue. Next gen car is kind of ass at everything. Mm-hmm. So guys who might have done that in Xfinity maybe can't. Ty Gibbs in Xfinity is a problem. You've seen it. You've seen him once.
Yeah.
Imagine that 33 times a year.
I don't want to.
Ty Gibbs was a problem in Xfinity. He's always, every time he drops down just to do one race, he's got somebody who wants to come swinging. That full-time year he did in 2022, bruh. Oh, man. He had a fight with Sam Mayer. He had Noah Gragson saying he's the worst. Yeah. Fell off of his car celebrating.
Yeah, that was good. That's good.
But yeah, so, bruh.
What?
Why you picked that?
I don't know.
You always get hurt when I pick things on me. So. right?
Mm-hmm.
Other sports, or other racing stuff we can discuss. San Diego. How do you feel about San Diego?
Um, San Diego's interesting.
Kind of forget San Diego exists.
I didn't know a track existed in San Diego.
Because it doesn't.
Yeah.
I know San Diego's an interesting place. I know my brother went there for work, and he said it was very cool. So San Diego seems interesting from like what he talked about it.
I knew someone who was in the Coast Guard who lived there for a long time.
Real.
They thought it was cool.
Yeah, I think San Diego's an interesting vibe because obviously it's a big city, but it's still like not as big in California as like LA or San Francisco.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting. So NASCAR racing there next year. One of the confirmed dates, I believe. Nothing that's confirmed for next year is the Clash being back at Bowman Gray.
Yeah.
Daytona 500, obviously, which I believe is February 15th.
Yeah.
Yeah, because one of the facts...
Yeah.
Wasn't the fact of the week one episode that I was going to be the same age for 2 Daytona 500s?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good fact, because my birthday's on the 16th, which was this year's race. My birthday's the day after for next year. So, I'll be the same age for Daytona 500 twice. Yeah, so you have that confirmed. You have the championship being a Homestead confirmed. And now San Diego. That's pretty much it, though. I don't think anything else is confirmed.
Yeah.
The only other thing confirmed is that Chicago's not happening. Which San Diego's kind of taking that street course spot, which was rumored for a while that there would be a race in San Diego. Today it got confirmed, or the day we're recording got confirmed, I guess I should say. I think it's interesting they're racing on an active military base, which is kind of cool. Different tracks in racing take place at former military locations, airfields and things like that, including a track like Talladega, with Talladega Boulevard being the runways of a old airfield. So you get tracks like that. Formula One, the British Grand Prix, Silverstone, that's an old World War II airfield. So they do that for racing. I don't know if it's going to necessarily be the airfield section, the runways. I don't know. I don't know how much you can do with it being an active military base. I mean, you can't just block off the runways and be like, we're setting up pit boxes. I mean, it's one of those things that you can't really like...
Stop protecting the country for a weekend.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, it's active military, so I mean, conflicts can pop up at any point. Like,
yeah,
you never know when you need a jet to fly off because the Chinese are pulling up with, a spy plane, and you just send them away. You never know, like, you might need that runway to send away a spy plane from China or from Russia or some shit like that. So you never know. So they're not just going to put barriers on the runway necessarily, but they'll come with something around the area. And then we can recreate it in GTA at the airfield.
real.
It really is just GTA hot ring races, but real life. They're doing all 3 series too, which is cool.
I agree.
Chicago, the 3 years that Chicago took place, was just trucks and Xfinity. Cup and Xfinity. There was no trucks, so taking trucks to San Diego was an interesting one. So yeah, right in the middle of June, good time. That one's going to be on Prime.
Goated.
So we'll get the best broadcast you can get for it. Yeah, because I believe the race weekend of that is actually the one that was New Hampshire's 2 years ago. The same date, because it was the 21st. Because I remember, I think we were in New Hampshire when it was like, I was on vacation for my 2 years of being at Lowe's. Because I remember going back after and being like, yo, let me get my patch, bruh. Like, when I came back from vacation, I was like, bruh, give me my shit. Give me my 2-year patch, bro. It only took a few weeks to get, but I got it.
Yeah.
At least my 3-year one was easier to get. That was like 2 days after. Either way. Yeah, it's I think it's an interesting idea. It's only a 1-year deal. I think they have options for more, but it's a 1-year deal to start. So I like it. Any other sports topics you got to talk about? Want to bring up anything else fun?
No.
We're recording this one day too early. We could talk about the basketball game that we're went to. The video goes out.
Did we ever talk about Chris Wright getting fired or whatever?
That's so irrelevant. Talking about bro getting fired?
Yeah.
No. We didn't talk about bro getting fired. We also didn't talk about the fact that the team was on shut down the week after.
Yeah, that too.
No, we didn't. But now we have.
Now you know.
Yeah.
So then, no, I don't have anything else.
Oh. What WNBA players with their pay is what you owe us shirts?
Be better?
I think,
Everyone can just be trans and go to NBA? And then get cooked?
I think it goes the other way. The dudes who can't make the NBA, like Brittany Griner, call themselves Brittany and go play in women's basketball.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real thing. And then they go to jail in Russia and then get traded for the Merchant of Death.
Nah.
We traded the Merchant of Death for Brittany Griner to come back.
Yep.
Now, again, I think it's great we get American citizens back. Let's not ignore that. But the, like, crazy trade.
I agree. I'm good.
Yeah. Either way, the pay us what you owe us shirt's got a lot of attention. I think that the person who should be paid what they're owed by the league is Caitlin Clark, who is the person who brings in the interest to the league.
She tells the coaches they have to do their own job better.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things that a lot of the other players feel like the popularity of the league falls onto them when it does not. Caitlin Clark has made WNBA watchable. It was quite literally falling apart.
Stupid sloth girl thinks it's all because of her.
Yeah. Like, the numbers and viewerships of the league were just falling apart every year, getting worse and worse. Caitlin Clark comes in and saves it, but for some reason all the players in the league decides to disrespect her. We discussed this last week when we went to Boston for the game and our podcast reviewing that. How they disrespect the people who were there to watch her play and disrespect her specifically. Again, when you go to a game, giving them money, a lot of it, because the tickets to the game we went to last week were $300, $200, whatever it was, $400, something in that range, ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
To see Caitlin Clark play. People go to this event in Boston, and then you just get put on a bandwagon camera, which is just ridiculous, because why everybody's there to watch her play, and why people are watching the league. Because if Caitlin Clark does not play basketball and does not exist, then there's not a Connecticut Sun game in Boston, and they're not selling out a 19,000 seat arena.
Yeah.
When the teams like Indiana Fever before Caitlin Clark had 3,000, 2,000 people in an NBA arena, because their arena that the Fever play in is about the same size as TD Garden.
Yeah.
Because it's the Pacers arena.
Yeah.
And most NBA arenas are about the same size. They're 18 to 20,000 seats. So, the Indiana Fever had one of the lowest attendances of any team. I think like them, Atlanta, Connecticut, those are like the ones that were really low. And I remember going to the arena, there would be 2,000 people in it. Like, it was quite empty. Like, when we're sitting down, 10 minutes before the game starts,
Yeah.
20 minutes before the game starts, and like half the seats are empty. That would be the start of the game. Like, years ago. So, I just think the fact that they continue to say things towards her and disrespect her is ridiculous. But I also think that if anybody should be wearing pay, it's what you always should be her. I think the players will want to earn more money, and if the league does bring in more money, they should get more. Now, from one thing that I've seen, the amount of revenue that goes towards the players from what the league does make is significantly lower in WNBA than it is in NBA. The issue that is with the paying the players more money, because this will become an issue, there could be a potential lockout, you don't know. Do you know what that is?
No.
Do you want to know?
Sure.
You don't seem interested, I will not answer.
Bruh.
You didn't even look at me when I said it. Basically, the lockout is when the player associations and the league and the teams can't come to a deal of how much money contracts should say and what's the minimum salaries, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So if the league and the teams can't come to an agreement with the WNBA Players Association, there will be a lockout and there would potentially be no games. The way the reason it's called a lockout is because they're literally locked out. Players, people don't go to facilities while the league's shut down. So it's a lockout. So everything, you can't go to the facilities, nothing. It is a lockout, the league is shut down, essentially. It happens in every different league. And it can happen with different things. Like, it can happen with the referees specifically. I know NFL had that one year. The league didn't have a lockout, but the referees did. So they had really shitty referees. Not that the referees that normally aren't shit, but they had, like, worse referees. Like,
ones?
yes. They had, like, spare people they could find. From referee. Like, they weren't, like, perfect, like, NFL refs. They were, like,
going on, like
college refs or, like, some dude from high school reffing or some shit.
Referees.com.
So it was way worse than that. But you've had it, the most notable one was baseball. I believe it was 1994 lockout. There was no champion for MLB for 1994. You didn't know that. It was a lockout. Season ended. Montreal Expos probably would have won, which probably would have kept them in Montreal. But the lockout ended up kind of hurting them, and they lost a bunch of players and ended up not winning, which kind of led to them moving to Washington, becoming the Nationals in 2005. You probably don't know what the Montreal Expos are. It's one of the hats that I have with the M on it. That's like blue and red.
I might have baseball cards of them.
Yeah, that's the Expos.
Oh, then yeah.
Yeah, it's the one little M with the.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you probably didn't know the team name. Montreal Expos. They moved in 2005. So you would have never. They never were the Expos in your lifetime. So it's always been Washington Nationals. But yeah, so that's the most notable lockout. But it happens in different sports, shortened seasons. All of them have it at some point if they can't make an agreement. WNBA never had one, but it could go towards that with the teams that can't agree on the deals, which I feel like it will lead to because a lot of the players I feel are delusional, as you can tell by how they act and behave. WNBA gets talked about and they think they're big stars and big celebrities. Because again, there's only a few that are really known and really are stars. Like Caitlin Clark. People know Angel Reese, whether she's good or not. People know about Angel Reese. Those are the two people to talk about, realistically. Like, who else? Like, how many of the players would you know if you just, like, seen one of them on something? Like, 5. And
yeah.
Obviously some of the ones you know were from Indiana, but if you don't really pay attention to a specific team, it's even less. So, that's the issue. They have this, like, thought because they're talked about now, and the games that Indiana plays bring in views, that it's big deal. They should get a lot of money. And again, should they get a higher percentage? Yeah, probably. But the league also needs to make revenue, and they're not making revenue. And that's the issue. The league is not making profit. If you work for a business that doesn't make money, it's kind of hard to go in and say, give me a raise. Right? Like, we'll use our work as an example. Right?
Yeah.
We work at a store, specific store for Lowe's that doesn't necessarily make the most money, right? Lots of times the sales, maybe we don't make the goal because we are a lower volume store. There's other factors to it that don't really need to be discussed. Locations of Home Depots and shit typically are also a factor in Lowe's sales. But the main point is where we're at. We're not a big store, so we don't typically make the sales. It's kind of hard to be like, go give me some more money, right? It's hard to walk in the manager's office and be like, I should be paid more.
Give me more money.
When the store's not making the goals that they have. So it's that same idea. If the business isn't killing it, right?
Business ain't booming.
And again, that example specific to our store. Lowe's, the company, is making plenty of money, but our specific location, it's hard to ask for more money. It's like when we went to Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And the different targets had different starting pays on the building.
Yeah.
One target we went to, I think, what was it, 17?
Yep.
One of them was 18. I think one of them was like 16.50. Depending on what target in the area, because we went to a bunch of different ones, it would say a different price in the building for what the starting pay would be at that location. So it's the same idea, though. It's hard to go say, I want more money. And again, do I feel like I should probably be paid a little bit more because I drive a forklift? Absolutely. I feel like you should get paid more for that at these jobs. Considering with forklift training, I mean, you can go somewhere and make a lot of money. So I do feel those stores, a Lowe's, Home Depot, that should maybe, you're forklift certified, and whatever machine you get a little extra. Each machine which I feel like would incentivize people to also do it.
I wanted to do it.
Real. I know you did. But again, I feel like it's one of those things that's hard to say, we deserve more money when you're not bringing in the money.
No.
That's the issue that I think the WNBA has. Yes, the players are bringing in more viewership, but the revenue for the league hasn't gone up that much. So, that's the issue, is that they haven't made a higher revenue to really argue they should be paid more money. So, that's the issue that they have. And hopefully it doesn't lead to a lockout, because it'll just damage the league more and they'll make less money probably. Because they're not on TV and they're not filling the arenas. if people bought season tickets, they got to give money back. Like, it's going to cause issues in the long run. So hopefully we're just smart and they chill and get a deal done.
Yeah.
All right, on to our videos from this week that we recorded. But first, actually, we have comments. People did comment on our content, babe.
Goated.
We have last week, because we didn't do comments last week because it was mainly just our Boston trip. We didn't have videos to discuss.
Yeah.
From Bro Was Still Spinning, which is a Beyblade video that Wan did that was a short. This dude commented, "How did he do this? I want to do this as well." It's a Beyblade first short from 2023. But this dude wants to do it. From Curtis and Emily's 2025 Boston trip, Indiana Fever versus United Sun Generational Run, the podcast, last week's episode, which you should check out. That was very, very cool. Someone commented, "Love it, lads."
Yeah.
And today, from Momentum Building, Emily's NASCAR 2005 Chase the Cup career, episode number 24, someone commented, 7:21 as a timestamp. Oh, geez, lol. So let's just... Can I see what you did? I'm going to play an ad, probably. Ooh, I can answer a survey of which products have I heard of. Thanks, YouTube.
Why? Why'd that bum do that? Bro literally just drove up into a wreck.
Did you crash, bro? Is that what happened? Why'd it go to 50? 7:21 is when I clicked, bro.
Is it my... Oh, is it my autographs? Because I suck at doing that.
I think so.
Because I think too much into it, so then I just keep pressing the wrong buttons, and then I'm like, I have to reset, and then I can't.
I never knew this was in the game until I watched a YouTube video on it like a year ago.
Right.
Then I replayed the career mode when I started my series before you kind of started your own instead.
Yeah.
I never knew that was a thing because I think I had that turned off. So those are our comments.
Yeah, I absolutely suck at doing those autograph things.
Real. So those are the comments for this week. Videos that we did this week. We did Race Balls number 259. We discussed Emily's advancement into the championship round. We got some wins towards the end of that episode as well. That episode kind of had 3 segments. The beginning, where Jonathan and I were kind of going head to head, including the race that I should have won, he won, and the next one after, I won that he should have won. We kind of traded wins on tracks that we should have won. I crashed out about resets because we had 50 million resets because Wayne can't stop crashing into Emily. Which made me just tweak. Because I'm trying to get some momentum to race. The one that made me tweak the most was when Emily missed a checkpoint. And we had to wait up. And I lost my 7-second lead. And I really actually lost that race because of that. It is one of the things that I believe that we did reset if somebody missed a checkpoint, but I swear it was only the resets if you were forced to miss it. Like, I don't think you can just miss a checkpoint on your own that we reset.
We did it a couple times.
But I think it's if you don't realize. Like, had you driven a long distance without realizing it?
did.
Well, I didn't know, so I asked the question.
Yeah, I
Okay.
did.
Because you didn't say it in the video.
Oh. I didn't realize you were asking a question right now. I thought you were just saying.
No, I was like, however I said it. Either way, yes. So you drove a long time without realizing it. Because that's the difference. If you miss a checkpoint and call it reset, that's not what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those things. If you go like a distance without realizing it, or if you're racing and get pushed past it, that's when you call it reset. But I hate resetting in general. It annoys me. But it is there to kind of prevent low effort moves or just punting someone out the way to get a win. So that's why it's kind of done that way. Besides that, after Jonathan left and crashed out, because again he wasn't mentally focused in it, he left and I kind of just locked in and dominated for a while. Towards the end, the last few races, Emily locked in and was able to win the races to advance into the tournament. And Wen was left winless. Or close to winless. I don't know if he even won a race, to be fair.
I don't think he did.
Yeah?
I don't know.
I'm not sure if he did. So the nice thing is, since we're doing not a screen recording, I can go check. Wen did win one, I think early.
Wow.
Wen won one race. This should be 3. I'll fix that later. So yeah, Wen won one race. Jonathan won one. You won 3. And then I had whatever was left for wins. Everything else pretty much kind of cooked. Let me do my thing. So yeah, that was that. We determined to do one video anyways, which kind of worked out because before that it was supposed to be Crusader Kings with Jonathan and I, but he had stopped recording for the night, so it had been me playing Crusader Kings myself. But yeah, so we did one video then. Second day of recording, we did Gran Turismo, where Jonathan went out and won the championship and gave himself, or made him the first person on the channel, besides me, to win a championship or tournament or anything in a video series. To which he responded, "I don't care." Which I did tell him about that. I was like, bruh. So I think it's just one of the things of how he was really feeling added to it more than anything. Because I feel like he would at least say more than "I don't care." I know he probably doesn't care if he wins or loses the championship, but he also does care if he wins the championship because then he crashed out if he doesn't win.
Yep.
So, interesting to try to figure out if he really does care or not. I can't tell, because if he doesn't win a race, he loses his mind. Maybe he doesn't like the attention of it. Maybe it's like the discussion and like the whole hype of it. Maybe he likes to just win it, but just be like, "I won it." It's also probably...
Remember that one time you tried to make him do an intro?
Yeah. We got Wen used to beg me to do intros for videos. Wen's like, "Can I do the intro today?" I want to do the intro today, guys. Can I do the intro? We literally had a series when we did Versus Challenge. He used to do the intro for it.
Yeah.
I gave him a specific one that he could do. And then Jonathan's like, "I don't want to do the intro. Fuck off."
Same.
Sometimes I make you do the intro.
I'll do the intro for my own videos.
Sometimes I make you do the intro for our videos, too.
I know.
Next week, you're doing the intro for every video.
I don't want to.
Okay. Next week. Pressure's on, babe.
I don't want to.
You're doing every intro.
Good. I'll pass.
The races in that, you won 2. Shout out to you. Jonathan won the other 2. You finally got your Daytona win. Once we got your car figured out,
Yeah.
you're able to step up and get the win in that.
If I didn't win, I just genuinely probably would have quit, turned the game off, gone to bed.
Would you?
Yeah.
I agree. Finally, we did Wreckfest. Wen was not there for that. So it was Emily and I teaming up to try to beat Jonathan, who then left. So it's just Emily and I. Just us
It was
racing.
just regular Wreckfest at that point.
Yeah.
I just wanted to do the stupid tri-bend thing.
So that was kind of our videos. It's kind of weird week because we came back to it and I was ready to record. Wen only did one video a day.
Not even the whole thing.
Jonathan's got his issues in his mind where he is dealing with those things, so he wasn't really focused on recording and was like, I can't even be here. And then I'm just like, well, I'll crash out myself. So, which I did do later on. I told Jonathan I crashed out too. I was like, I crashed out, bro.
I crashed out that day.
Yeah. You crashed out earlier in the day. Yeah. Let's go on to our exciting, fun, thrilling segments. Babe.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell everybody, tell our lovely viewers, what you have for your factual information of the week?
My fact is, during a concert in 1982, Ozzy Osbourne bit a head off of a bat thinking it was a rubber toy, and it was one of the most infamous moments in rock history. Because he bit the head off of an actual bat. It's because someone else, I forget who it was, but someone else did it. So he was like, let me do this. Yeah, and it was real.
Yep.
I'll have to ask your dad if he remembers that.
All right, let's go to, what do you have for your song of the week?
Iron Man, Black Sabbath.
Okay. What?
Why you seem like you're hating me?
I'm
On my
not.
song?
I'm not.
Can you pick that Ozzy Osbourne song that he did with Post Malone?
No, I'll pick Crazy Train. That's what I'll pick.
Yeah.
That's my song. I'll go Crazy Train. Shit's fire. He did a song with Post Malone, though?
It is kind of a banger.
Okay. What do you have for Pokemon of the week?
Epiccw. You gonna say something?
Axe you, bruh.
I've gotta ask you a question.
Do you?
Yeah.
What is your question?
What your Pokemon for the week?
Well, you went with a
He's just a little
pseudo legend.
He's just a little guy.
So I'm gonna go one better. For pseudo legend.
Just a little guy.
Gibble. Watch out, Piplup. Draco Meteor's coming, bruh.
I'd hate to be Ash's head. You'd hate to
bit
see
by Gibble.
Gibble coming.
It's like James with Carnivine.
Yeah.
And before he had Carnivine, he had, well, Cacnea used to, like, hug him. It was a little...
Yeah.
With that, and then...
Cacnea guy.
He had a Victory Bell, which used to also kind of bite him like Carnivine does.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
So, yeah. So you have Gibble. I'm gonna go with Gibble. The reason I go with, I don't actually like he's cool, but he reminds me of Iris in the show because she had a Gibble, or not a Axew. Bruh,
Yeah.
so annoying in the show. God, I think when you go from Brock and Dawn to like Iris and Silent, bruh, nah. Those characters are like not banger.
I wouldn't know.
Because Iris, the thing is, Iris in the show is, I want to be the greatest dragon trainer. Because I feel like when you had the like other characters and their goals are like, not really things you see, right? Because kind of like Brock is like, he wants to be a Pokemon breeder, but like, you never see him like raising Pokemon. He has like a Happiny, right? But you never see him like get another egg or like anything like that. Right? He has Bonsly become a Studobudo, and he has Happiny. But you never see him doing like, I'm a Pokemon breeder, right? Cool.
Yeah.
Again, you don't see him with a Pokemon egg or like, he should have like a Ditto or something, right? Like, something like that.
Ditto.
Because like in the show, the other characters like May and Dawn both had the goals of being, the best at contests and competing to win the contest, right?
I thought May was going for... Oh, no, she wasn't.
No, remember she did the contest with Dawn? So, that's the thing. They kind of had goals that you could actually see,
Yeah.
right? Dawn does a contest, May would do a contest when it was the Hoenn seasons. Iris wants to be the best dragon type trainer.
What a disease.
Which makes sense because in the game she is like a gym leader with dragon types or some shit. And she becomes the champion in Black 2. Like she's the champion in Black 2. And she's a gym leader in Black. But the thing is that these people don't have like these goals you can see.
No.
Like, okay, she has like a Dragonite or like helps a Dragonite with a thing in its foot or some shit.
Wow.
But like she doesn't do anything that's like, yes, go to dragon trainer. Like, Silent wants to be a Pokemon connoisseur, bruh. Which is something. So I feel like in the shows when you didn't see the goals like that people had, I think it makes it harder to be like, yes, you're cool. And also Iris had just her annoying or such a little kid line she would say to Ash all the time. Which is just cringe. So it's kind of a cringe character. So that's kind of why Axew's one of the ones that like, he looks cool. I'm like, fuck. Axew's reminds me of bro. All the time. Alright, who should get a Fortnite skin?
Ozzy Osbourne.
Real. I'm gonna go with Bingus.
Didn't you already choose Bengus?
No. I chose Bodhi. I didn't choose Bingus.
Real.
So I'm picking Bingus. But I'm picking our dog Bingus and not the hairless cat meme Bingus. Because there is a difference.
No.
One's a weird rat dog chihuahua creature. And one's a hairless cat creature meme. So, I'm picking Bingus.
Perfect. Bengus is just a chill guy.
Is she?
Yeah.
Her Pokemon comparison's Licky Licky. I don't think so. Either way, thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be back next week with more podcast. We'll be here with Wan making his second appearance. So I'll see you guys then.